just said a few minutes ago that, they felt it was best that you didn't play on Sunday. Just kind of how anxious are you to get going and make it through the week and get out there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hit on it last week. I mean, it's what I do. I love football, so it's been hard being out. It's been hard just watching, but excited to get back at it this week.
Do you feel like you're ready to go?
What was your reaction to the decision for you?
I mean, I was upset. But I mean, sometimes you gotta look at yourself and make sure you're all the way ready. Hamstrings are a tough injury. It's a tough spot. So that's what it is.
Do you have a new appreciation for the word patience?
A little bit. I mean, I grew up with all sisters, so kind of got a lot of patience already. But yeah.
Christian, how was your week? Mike made it pretty clear that it's his decision for you not to play this past week. Did you express to him that you wanted to play?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, it's I never don't want to play. So I mean that narrative that's out there is I don't know where people get it from, but I mean all I want to do is play football. So I mean we talked about it and we came up to a decision and that's what it is.
How was that week of practice, and how does your hamstring feel now?
I'm good. I mean I'm excited to get back outside, get back on the field and get to it.
I know you guys tend to block out the outside noise, but how disappointing was it for you to hear that narrative?
I mean, it didn't really disappoint me. I mean, it's from a lot of people that have never stepped foot on a football field, so it didn't really disappoint me too much.
How big of a challenge do you think it'll be for you to feel in game shape after having so much time rehabbing this injury?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that. I mean, you don't really know. I mean, but I've always been in relatively good shape when it comes to my heart and stamina and things like that. So I'm not too worried about that.
Do you feel like you got through the week well from what you were able to do on the field?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm focused on this week. I ain't really too worried about last week.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a gauge. You felt there were no kind of setback type things, or you didn't feel pain, or it was a good week to kind of move forward from.
Yeah, I mean it kind of just came down to Braves and we talked about it and we went with it.
Christian, how difficult has it been just watching the defense play without you in his first games?
It's been difficult, just being able to not be out there with the guys. I'm in the building with them all day, and to not be able to be out there at the practice field and the game field. It's been hard, but I'm excited.
Fair to say you're playing this Sunday?
I'm excited.
Comfortable do you feel lining up in the slot? It's something you did before your injury in Houston quite a bit, and do you see more of a role in that way here in New England for you?
I mean, throughout my career, I lined up in the slot a lot. My first year playing, I played the X, and then my second year, I played the Z and the F in a different offense. So I played in the slot a lot. I'm not uncomfortable anywhere. It's just whatever they need me for at this point. So I have no issues, whether it's outside or inside.
When it comes to those differences, is it more of a Josh McDaniels offense, or is it just kind of football scheme?
A little bit of both. You kind of got to play to your strengths, so it's whatever works. Like last year, I played a lot in the slot. We had like 5-6 receivers that were, really, really good. So no matter what, whatever they need, I'm gonna be available. It's just all predicated on what they're calling. But it's still football at the end of the day. Everybody lines up pretty much everywhere. So however I can help.
Steph, you have experience, so let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
How does a team learn how not to lose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting. I heard the Miami coach say something like that like a couple weeks ago, and they just fried him. But I actually understood what he was saying for the most part. Like, people lose games more than they win games, and to not lose a game, you got to win a game. Obviously, it sounds like a little bit, I guess, I don't know, childish in a way, but I understood him fully. And you learn not to lose by, like, experience, sadly enough. going in that the right direction of trying to win. You got to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? And being a winner consistently, you can do everything right during the week. You know what I'm saying? It just gives you an opportunity or put you in a position to win the game, but you still got to not lose it. That while executing at a high level, fundamentals, technique, just the stuff that they coach and they preach each and every day and throughout the week, it got to translate. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, where you fall short is when you lack experience. But I feel like you got to take these L's with a lesson. You know what I'm saying? We were in all of them. We were competitive. We were right there. So we could easily be sitting at 3-0, but we're 1-2, and we got a lot to look forward to.
Steph, you've repeated your game. Where did you develop the, you need 7 yards, you go 8? Where did that come from in you? You always seem to run the right route. You always seem to be in the position and to get the yards that you need to make.
Yeah. I think it's just from experience. You know, I've been out there for a while. Like if I was doing things another way, we would have a little bit of bad conversation. But just from experience and being out there, and I try to be cognizant of what's going on around me. And, things happen out there. It's still football at the end of the day. So I fall short sometimes. You might not notice it too much. I heard y'all pay close attention to the route depth. So it does happen to me at times as well. But, things happen. It's still football at the end of the day. So I kind of like give all the credit to just me being experienced.
Do you feel,
games under your belt, how different, if at all, do you feel from when you were heading into the first game compared to today?
My bad. I was
listening. How different,
listening.
if at all, do you feel physically now that you got 3 games under your belt?
Shit, I've been tackled. Oh, sorry, my language. I've been tackled a bunch now. I feel pretty comfortable out there. Like I said in the beginning of my first game, I just have missed being out there. So now that I'm kind of like turning the key on that and being out there consistently, it's just, getting back to the feel of the game. And each game is different. A lot of people play some similar coverages, but getting out there and playing with my guys and meshing, I feel like at this point, we've got a couple games under our belt, but meshing as a team, you know what I'm saying? You kind of see spurts of us having that energy and, that team camaraderie. So kind of just continue to build on that, but I feel great.
Do you feel you're in a place where you can take on more, perhaps, see more snaps, contribute a little more?
Well, I mean, kind of like what I said earlier, like, I'm here for whatever they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm a veteran. I'm healthy, shout out to God, but it's whatever they need me to do. Like, I'm not going to bite off more than I can chew, or I'm not going to ask anything. It's whatever they need. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just handle what's in front of me. I got like a rule of thumb. Just eat the food that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they give you, just, take it, you know what I'm saying? Handle it with grace and, continue to push your teammates. That's where I'm at this point.
Coach Ribble credited you with this block on Sunday. I believe you took up 2 guys on Ramondre. How important are those moments for you? Doing things that don't necessarily show up in the stats.
Yeah, you don't hear my name too much when it comes to blocking, but like I try to show up when I can. But as far as like look at it as, as a veteran guy and as one of the leaders on this team, I feel like holding myself accountable is number one. You know what I'm saying? And as you hold yourself accountable, like players around you, they can follow suit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If one of your best players on offense is running out there and throwing blocks, I think everybody will follow suit. So, it's kind of like a chain reaction kind of thing. I just want to give maximum effort, and sometimes it won't show up on the stat sheet. I won't always get the catch. I won't always do this, but as long as I'm doing my job and trying to be a good teammate, I'll be all right.
Steph, have you always been
a blocker? No, hell no.
Have you always been an eat what's on your plate guy, or have you been one that's been like, hey, give me more food?
Comparison is a thief of joy. You know what I'm saying? I can't really think about what's going on around me. I be cheering for my guys. I always clap for everybody around me, even if it's not for me. But I've pretty much always been that way. Even if you do want more, whatever's on your plate, you got to eat it. But I never want to fall into the trap of focusing on something else and not eating the food in front of me. You know what I'm saying? You're not worried about what's in front of you and focusing on things outside of football. I just try to focus on the things that's right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure I scrape the plate, though. I promise you. I'm going to leave no crumbs.
What do you see from this Panthers secondary, and how have they been able to force some turnovers?
Shit, they playing fast. And they got a lot of guys flying around. They playing with some energy as well. Like last week, you could see they had that energy. They came out with that moxie. So something similar that we see each and every week. Like guys that can play at a high level. They got 2 good corners. They got a safety roaming. It's just, I just say that good team football, you can kind of see it around there. And that's what turnovers come in bunches. Like they don't just come one or in spurts. Like once you get one, they usually travel in bunches. So you got to protect the ball. And, we're working on that. We're doing that each and every week. So it's going to be a nice test for us.
You've been on a lot of teams in your career. How does a good team find consistency week in and week out as the season gets further and further on?
I hate to say it, but it's experience. Like going out there, I've been a part of teams that started off hot and fizzled out. You know what I'm saying? I've been a part of teams that, kind of figured it out in the beginning. This team is just no different. Like, I've been on some teams where as though they were competitive and we kind of figured it out. It took some time, but we figured it out. So I kind of credit to just, having that experience. That's why I say these losses, we come with valuable lessons. Like, we were in all those games, we were competitive, and we could easily be sitting at 3-0. We're not, you know what I'm saying, granted, but that gives us a lot to look forward to, a lot to work on. I feel like we can learn from these losses that will help us later on in the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, if some of these things don't get addressed early, you can kind of fall into the trap of them happening again.
3 games into the regular season, what do you feel about this game of the wide receiver?
The ball's getting spread around. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of look at it as far as like the numbers. We got players, we got playmakers, we got guys that can play at a very high level. So I try not to give it too much, like, you want to give guys some grace. You know what I'm saying? We still some young guys, still a young team. So growing pains. You know what I'm saying? Things going to happen out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of just roll with the punches. Like, I've seen it for a long time. It's still early. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the top guys in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're trying to get the ball just as much as everybody else. So it's just you gotta roll with the punches. I think we'll just be just fine. We got guys that can play at a high level. So, you know what I'm saying? Just take what come with it.
Steph, you talked a lot about your own experience, and at one point you were a rookie too. What have you seen so far from Kyle and from Efton and how they can contribute?
I talked to those guys like towards the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a little bit of a different experience, like, a little bit different, but somewhat similar. Like, my rookie year, I had a good-ass camp. You know what I'm saying? I was telling them, I had a good camp. And let that be just that. You had a good camp. Go and roll into the season with the same mindset of working equally as hard. I didn't play that first 3 games of my season. You know what I'm saying? I was in a sweatsuit. Kyle was fortunate enough, he's being out there mixing up a little bit, but I didn't play at all. I had sunflower seeds in the Gatorade, you know what I'm saying? So I watched a lot of football. So I kind of look at it as, and I kind of give them my little gems of just staying at it each and every day. Kind of don't get lost in it because you don't never know when your opportunity is. So you know, I give them the information that I got. And I've been in a hard spot like that before where you're not playing, you want to play. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are hungry and they work their ass off, so I completely understand. But you know what I'm saying, you got to eat what's on your plate.
Do you talk to a guy like Kayshawn too, big first game, and probably not the targets you would desire the last 2? Like, what kind of advice do you give a guy like
Just keep going. You know what I'm saying? The ball's going to get spread around. It's that kind of offense. You know what I'm saying? They used to, you can kind of test to the guys that was in this offense before. The ball gets spread around a little bit, so don't hang your head or nothing. I'm not saying he isn't. He comes to grind each and every day, but it's going to come a time where they need all of us. You know what I'm saying? We'll just eat what's on your plate and, you know what I'm saying, and get some of these games turned around. We just need a couple plays, you know what I'm saying? A couple plays go our way, we having a different conversation. So just stay positive, and we back at the grind today. Whatever you had to flush on Monday and Tuesday, flush it, you know what I'm saying? Those are the days where you can hang your head or feel sorry for yourself, but come in here with a positive attitude and mindset and be ready to work, because all that other stuff got to fall to the wayside.
Steph, we're at 8:30, so we appreciate your time. Can I just ask you one big picture question?
Yeah, shoot.
How hard was what you went through this offseason in your life? Like, was that one of the hardest things you ever went through?
Yeah, probably just because of where I'm at in my career right now. Like,
we've been talking 30 minutes.
We just said thank you.
It was rough for me, you know what I'm saying? I went through a lot in the offseason. I was in like a real dark space for a little while, you know what I'm saying? I had to put myself out of it. I still kind of go through it here and there, but shit, like, my life could be a lot worse, you know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. I got a lot to look forward to each and every day. I got some beautiful kids, got a beautiful support system. It's just, I feel like my life ain't that hard. You know, there's a lot of people in the world that go through way worse things and shit on a daily basis. So for me, I just roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
That as a unit.
Staying in the green, staying in manageable, down and distance, and just taking what we practice to the field on game days.
How difficult is it to find consistency, especially early in the season?
It's early in the season. Obviously things are going to happen, and it's for us to be able to try to correct those things and overcome them. At the end of the day, things are going to go not our way in games, and we have to find ways to stop the bleeding and keep the ball moving. And so and it starts in practice. It starts with correcting those things in practice. Assignment, sound. It takes all 11, no matter what. It takes all 11 on the field to operate the offense. Whether it's run, pass, receivers getting open, receivers blocking, QB getting us in the right play, offensive line blocking, communicating. So it's just not one person, and it's all 11 of us.
You've jumped in and been a leader on this team quickly. You said something to the group on Sunday. You also pulled aside Ramondre. How much do you feel for him, and what are you saying to him in that situation?
At the end of the day, man, he's our running back, man. All those guys are, and we're going to need them, no matter what. And I told him, I said, look, it's going to be a play that's going to come down the line. where like we're going to need you, and I need you to be ready, mentally focused. So leave it alone and let's just get back to it. Things are going to happen all the time, man. This is it's about growing as a person, growing as a professional, and moving forward.
Morgan, what's your impression of this Panthers defense?
Great, fast. They've always been a great staple on the D line. They got Derek Brown, a couple other guys out there, and so our focus is just to control what we can control and go out there and do what we need to do.
Morgan, mistakes aside, how encouraging is it for this offense that you are sustaining drive and you are getting to the red zone with a chance to score and put points on the board?
At the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if we don't put points on the board. So moving up in the field, that's all good and dandy, but you want to leave with some type of points on the board, and so that's what some things that we have to correct for ourselves, and we got to be better when it's clutch time. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to get better individually and then collectively.
Thanks, Morgan.